What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here, and in this video, I'm just going to be showing you how you can get some free and easy damage from the artifact this season. So today, the Vespers Host Dungeon is releasing, and with it is the first contest mode dungeon race. Bungie has confirmed the bosses will have enrage mechanics, which basically means that you only have so many phases to beat it before it will wipe you. Now, me and my day 1 squad of Sutek and Kier plays ran a Warlord's Ruin today, and we missed out on a 1 phase on the first boss by the thinnest of margins. And if we had been using this artifact mod, we could have got the 1 phase. Now, you may be asking, who cares, what's the big deal? Well, that second phase added a couple of minutes to our run, and in a day 1 dungeon race, that could be the difference between world's first or not. Or you could be on your last damage phase and missed it by the thinnest of margins, where any bit of extra damage could have helped and got you the clear. So the first artifact mod I want to draw your attention to is Fell the Revenant. This states deal increased weapon damage to Scorn. Wearing Shadestalker armor increases the bonus damage. So I've noticed that you cannot focus the class item for this armor from the tonics, and I've yet to get a class item to drop on any character. Leave me a comment if you've gotten a class item of Shadestalker armor. I wonder if Bungie is purposely skewing it not to drop before the dungeon, or my luck is just bad. Either way, for every piece of this gear you equip, you get a 3% damage bonus. It goes up to 5 times, meaning you can get up to a 15% damage bonus against the Scorn. It states up to 4 pieces, meaning they're probably accounting for you wearing an exotic. Regardless, this is just free weapon damage against Scorn. The dungeon reveal trailer showed Fallen, so it will definitely be a Fallen themed dungeon, but Grasp of Avarice was mostly Fallen, and we had a Hive boss, and Warlord's Ruin was a mix of Scorn and Taken. And the Scorn are very heavily featured in the story this season, so you never know. If damage is an issue in the contest dungeon, then a piece or 2 of Shadestalker armor may get you over the edge. The other artifact mod I want to draw attention to is in the final column. Now, I'm sure if you're serious about going for it in a contest mode dungeon, you have grinded your ass off to unlock the final column artifact perks. And one of the perks is Conductive Cosmic Crystal, which just flat out buffs your Arc and Void ability damage against targets afflicted by a stasis debuff. And it also buffs weapons with the Dark Ether origin trait, which are the seasonal onslaught weapons. One such weapon is the Bittersweet Grenade Launcher, which can roll with Envious Arsenal and Bait and Switch, making it perfect for damage rotations on day 1 because it can just flat out get a free buff that stacks with anything. If you didn't know, the artifact perks can always stack with other buffs and debuffs. Think Argent Blade for Swords from last season. Now, we have perks like Chill Clip and Cold Steel, and abilities like Bleak Watcher and Withering Blade, which can very easily keep slow on a boss for an entire damage phase. This means that you will get a free bonus to ability damage of the Arc and Void variety, meaning supers like Nova Bomb and Thunder Crash will just get a free damage bonus. Again, this may be the difference between killing a boss or not on day 1. So how much more damage does it do? Well, let me show you. My base Arc melee hits for 86-85 damage, and my base Void Grenade hits for a few numbers. For the sake of simplicity, we will just look at the first explosion, but trust me when I say they all scale equally. So the first explosion is 22,799 damage. And now with the Cosmic Crystal buff, our Arc melee hits for 9,120 damage, which is a 5% increase. And the grenade hits for 23,939, which is also 5% more. And then for weapons, at base our sidearm with the Dark Ether Reaper origin trait hits for 4488 to the head, and then when the enemy is slowed, it hits for 4804. That's an 8% damage increase, which is significant in a damage rotation. People were really hunting spike grenades only or impact casing on rocket launchers, which is like 3% more damage or less. So 8% is actually pretty significant. And then you can boost this artifact perk with a tonic. So when we do that, our Arc melee now hits for 9,380 damage, and our grenade hits for 24,622. This is an 8% increase. Again, quite a difference maker on something like a Nova Bomb. And now the sidearm is hitting for 4893, meaning it's a 10% damage bonus. The ability bonus is really worth it depending on your build, but the weapon bonus is probably only worth it if you've been blessed by RNGesus and got the perfect god roll on the Bittersweet Grenade Launcher. Otherwise, I would still stick with the old standby of Envious Assassin Bait and Switch Edge Transit. Or who knows, maybe the boss phase won't even really be feasible with GLs. You never really know. That is why I'm more focused on the ability damage increase. And speaking of that, if you're running Prismatic, which, let's not kid ourselves, you're going to be, then you can also run Facet of Courage, which allows your light abilities to deal 10% increased damage to enemies affected by stasis or strand debuffs. Funnily enough, I just yesterday put out a build video that allows you to take advantage of Facet of Courage and Conductive Cosmic Crystal with your Transcendent Grenade, Arc Souls, and Nova Bomb. That build is tailor-made for endgame content, so give it a watch if you haven't seen it yet. Another great pairing to take advantage of Conductive Cosmic Crystal would be the punchy combination blow Hunter build with Liar's Handshake. And as for me, that's all I got. I just wanted to get this information out there as quickly as I could so that maybe it can help you with your contest mode clear so you can earn that sweet emblem and the new dungeon exotic Icebreaker. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and sub and all that, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.